Hey, this is a Trendy Socialite. I hope all is well with you. I wanted to do this video. It has been on my heart for a long time now, and I just got to come and talk about it. There has been so much in the media recently about bullying, cyberbullying. I'm a fan of Dr. Phil. He talks about it quite a bit on his show. It is just something that has really captured the media attention now, with students committing suicide and those sorts of things. And I think that's been sort of a recent phenomenon, or more recent phenomenon. And prior to that, you know, with some of the school shootings and things like that have happened, some of that has been a result of students being bullied. Now, I will tell you from personal experience that looking back on it, I feel like I was bullied when I was in school. I definitely remember being called like Black Tar Baby and some other things. I had real issues with my teeth. Especially I sucked my thumb, so I had like the gap. I had a crazy overbite, and then I had overcrowding. So like my teeth were literally, I had 2 teeth up here in my gums that, yeah, and then I wish I could find the picture. I don't know if I have it. I'll show it to you. And I'm smiling at like all teeth, but there literally are 2 teeth in my gums that are coming out or starting to come down, but they didn't have anywhere to go because there was already teeth there. So I just remember being like picked on so badly. And I remember especially in 5th grade, that was probably one of my worst years. We had just moved from my town in Greenville to a town about 45 minutes away called New Bern. And I was in this school, didn't know anybody, brand new. And I just remembered being totally ostracized. Nobody talked to me. Nobody would eat lunch with me. People picked on me. And, you know, I was reasonably smart. I tested into the academically gifted program that year, so that just added to ridicule. And honestly, y'all, I wasn't ridiculed by like Caucasian people or white people. I was ridiculed by my own people, by black people. I was an Oreo. I thought I was smart. I thought I was this, blah blah blah, all this kind of stuff. And I just remember one day I tried to fake being sick. And my mom was like, really? Like, you're not sick. You know, what is going on? And I just broke down crying. And I just told her I didn't want to go to school. I hated school. I hated the people that I went to school with. They just picked on me. And I didn't have any friends. And I was miserable. I mean, miserable. And I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I want to say, I don't remember, I want to say that my parents may have gone to school, talked to my teacher, and for some reason things sort of broke and changed, and started making some friends and that sort of thing. But then I also remember, even after that particular incident, there was one girl, I think she was in the same grade as me. She may have been a grade above me. And her first name was Kim. Not my best friend Kim in Chicago, not her. But there was this girl named Kim. And I just remember, for some reason, she targeted me. She was a little bit bigger than I was, a little bit chunkier, you know, like a little thick or whatever. And she would just torture me. She would like chase me down the hallway if we were in the hallway by ourselves or something, and she would hit me on the playground, and I just wouldn't do anything back to her. And I remember coming home again and just being like, Mom and Dad, like, this chick just won't leave me alone, and I don't know what I did to her. And I didn't do anything to her. But anyway, I remember this one particular day. I was walking to the office or walking somewhere down the hall, and she was headed my way. And I remember, just as clear as day, I remember I prayed to the Lord. I said, Jesus, if you just give me the strength, if this girl touches me, to knock the living snot out of her, I promise I won't ask you for anything else again. And she came to me, she started walking toward me, and she was getting, and I was walking, you know, like close to the wall or whatever, because I did not want to, you know, I was kind of had my head down. I wanted to be invisible in that moment because I didn't want her to do anything to me. And I remembered, like, she came up to me and she tried to push me, and she pushed me into the wall. And I just remember pushing her with all my weight in both of my hands. I pushed her so hard that she fell on the ground. And from that day forward, and I just kept on walking. I didn't stop. I kept on walking. I may have broke out running. I don't know. But I just remember from that day forward, she didn't bother me again. And I remember, like, you know, maybe a couple months later or something, she tried to talk to me about something. I was like, aren't you the same girl that, you know, like, tried to knock my head off every time you saw me? But anyway, so I empathize with students who are being bullied. I understand what it feels like to feel like, you know, no one likes you, or that you're so different that no one will accept you, and that you don't have any friends. I know what that feels like. Honest to God, every day, I know what that feels like. And I just want to tell you, if you're in that situation and you feel like you're being bullied, I want to tell you, one, you're not alone. You are not alone. There are people that care about you, that want to support you, that want to try to help you. Two, you have got to tell somebody. The one thing that bullies want you to do is to live in secrecy and to live in shame. And you have nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to live in secret about. You are who you are. You are who God made you to be, and that is wonderful. God doesn't, that old saying, God don't make no junk, He doesn't. And whoever you are, however you are, that is good in God's eyes. And so you have no reason to live in shame. 3, and I honestly, honest to God, don't want to say this, but it is so true. This too shall pass. I know in that particular moment, at that moment, that is not what you want to hear, and you feel like no one understands, because that's exactly how I felt. But it does pass. You have to find ways to cope. You have to find people that you can talk to. Like I said, you don't need to live in secrecy or shame. You have to talk to someone. You have to tell them what's going on. Now, for the adults out there, because a lot of the squashing of some of this bullying stuff rests on us. It really does. It rests on the adults. If a kid comes to you and they say that they are bullying, please take them seriously. Don't dismiss what they're saying. Oh, that's just kids. That's how kids are. Kids will be kids. Boys will be boys. Oh, they're just mean girls. Ignore them. Don't do that to them, because at that age, at 9, at 13, at 16, their whole world is school. And that entire environment, that's their whole life. They have nothing else. They don't have, you know, they may have some sports or things like that, but usually all of that stuff is tied together. Their whole world revolves around this group of people, whether it's 50 students in a small school or whether it's 5,000 students in a large school. That's their world at that particular moment. That's all they know. You can't just say, oh, get over it. Oh, you know, they're just being silly or something like that. You really have to take it seriously, especially if you see that your student or your child or someone that you care about is becoming withdrawn and is really not wanting to go to school and is really struggling in their classes. If you notice their grades dropping, if you notice them acting out, and you're getting complaints and phone calls from the school and that sort of thing, you absolutely have to really sit down with your child and figure out what's going on and then deal with it. You have to go to the school, and if the school won't do anything, you know, because a lot of times in these situations the school says, oh, we have a zero tolerance bullying policy, but then they don't do anything. Then that's when you have to go to the school board. You have to go to the superintendent. If you have to go to the media and basically bully them into doing something, I hate to say it like that, but that's what you have to do. You have to protect your child. That is what that's our job as adults, as parents, is to protect our children from the bullies on the playground. That's, if we can't do anything else for our kids, if we can't help them with their homework, if we can't get them into college or anything like that, we can help protect them from the bullies on the playground and the bullies online and the bullies in their school. The other thing, and I gotta tell you, when I saw the footage of the father that got on the bus and threatened all those kids, and it was like, I will kill y'all if you mess with my daughter again. I think probably a lot of brown people were like, I totally understand, and I ain't mad at what he's saying. Did he probably go overboard? Yes, maybe. But as a parent, as you know, and I'm not a parent, but I have kids in my life that I care about, and I would probably catch a case over. You mess with them, oh, we're gonna have an awkward conversation, like nose to nose, and I'm spitting in your face. Talking, not spitting, actually. But and that was one of the things that the kids were doing. Like, they were spitting in her hair, they were throwing condoms at her and stuff like that. I can't imagine someone doing that to my child. Oh my God. I think I would lose it. I would lose my mind. Like, really? Really? At what point did spitting in my child's hair seem like a good idea? Oh yeah, we're about to have a problem. And Dr. Phil had the father on, and every time I've seen this man interviewed, he has broke down crying. He has said, all I'm trying to do is protect my daughter. I ain't mad at you, sir. I am not mad at you. And Dr. Phil was like, okay, you know, you're being charged, you're being villainized. Where are the parents of the kids that were bullying your daughter? What have they done? What has been done about the kids that have bullied your daughter? They're probably still riding the bus, you know, tee-heeing and giggling. And meanwhile, this little girl, 12 years old, doesn't want to go to school, doesn't want to continue her education. She was smart. She had some challenges, but she's smart. She was so intelligent, so sweet. And I was just like, and he was like to the bus driver, he was like, you sitting on this bus every day, dude, and you see this happening to my child and you're not doing anything. As adults, we get upset because our children are apathetic. Where do you think they learned that from? They learned it from us. We have got to stop being apathetic toward our own lives and the lives of our children. I know life happens. I know life is tough right now for some, but we have got to be there for our kids. Any student, young person that is being bullied, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that has happened to you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying that God will give you the strength and the inner peace to be able to withstand this particular storm in your life and this trial. It's not easy. God is your friend. He can be your best friend. He can be that person that'll help you keep a smile on your face even when people literally are wanting to spit in your face. Being the bully is not the business, because let me tell you something. Promise you, the way karma is, or the way, you know, reaping and sowing, you will run up on the wrong person one day. And it is not going to be pretty, and it's not going to make you feel good. So, I think I'm rambling. I'm trying to stay under my 15 minutes. So, once again, if you are being bullied, it's not okay. But I promise you, things will get better. Especially if you tell someone. Especially if you can find an adult, and they can step in and help with the situation. That is not snitching. That is not tattling. That is protecting yourself. Okay? I love you all. Pass this message on to the kids and the teenagers and the young adults in your life. Be there for them and be their advocate. Take care. I love y'all.